What's up, wannabe wetheads? This video is going to show you everything you need to know about cleaning fire tube heat exchangers in residential boilers. We all have our favorite flavor of boiler, but most of the fire tube models use this AIC heat exchanger. I've talked to manufacturers, scoured the internet, and read service manuals until my eyes were crossed, but I've not found an effective cleaning method documented anywhere. Most manuals and factory training videos will tell you to vacuum, brush, and rinse. But anyone who has tried that knows that it's like trying to clean the kitchen floor of your favorite taqueria with a paper towel. Just doesn't work. Things can get a little messy sometimes, so it's a good idea to protect all the electronics. Start out with a thorough vacuuming and then hit it with some compressed air to loosen any deposits that might be stuck down in the tubes. Then soak the entire combustion chamber with a stainless steel cleaner like the one shown in this picture. This is some nasty stuff that will choke you out with one whiff, so I like to use the OSHA approved method of holding my breath while spraying. The longer you let it soak, the easier it will be to clean. Oh yeah, you want to make sure the boiler is cold for this step, otherwise the cleaner starts to gum up and will not work well. This boiler cleaning kit, which is just an abrasive nylon brush with a 12-inch extension, is sold by a certain boiler manufacturer for about $25,000. We have since found them on Amazon for just a few bucks. Do not use any other type of wire brush other than nylon, or you will likely be installing a new boiler for your customer long before it's due. This is especially true for thin-walled water tube boilers, which we'll cover in another video. You can use a small bottle brush to clean the fire tubes as far down as you can reach. This part of the job can be a little tedious. Patience is a virtue. Alright, now we rinse thoroughly with clean water. Hopefully you've already removed the condensate trap and placed a bucket below the condensate drain. For just a few bucks, you too can have one of these nifty high pressure water jets designed specifically for blasting out fire tube boilers. A thorough inspection with a flashlight showed debris buildup way down inside some of the tubes. I like to clear this out as best I can using an old guitar string. Ernie Ball medium bronze low E works best. I know this contradicts the nylon thing, but how else are you going to get way down there? Just be super careful. I figure it's better than leaving plugged up tubes. A little touch up with the Scotch-Brite pad leaves the stainless steel nice and shiny. I also like to use it to clean the studs on the heat exchanger. Now the final rinse with fresh water and a little blast of compressed air just to make sure we're all good. Of course you know to clean all the parts before reassembly, but I'll tell you anyway just in case. Soak the condensate trap assembly and neutralizer, if there is one, with CLR. Blow the dust off the burner and soak it in a concentrated solution of simple green and water. It's always a good idea to check the bucket after cleaning the heat exchanger to see what kind of gunk you got in there. Kind of gives you an idea of how dirty the thing's burning and how often it needs to be serviced. We do it once a year anyway. Now it's time to clean up the burner and rinse it out really good with some fresh water, and we'll finish it off with some compressed air. It's important to let the burner dry out before you try to fire it or it won't fire. So you can either set it out in the sun for half an hour, or you can disconnect the DC Molex connector and turn the power on for a few minutes and it'll dry itself. This blower gasket is supposed to be soft rubber, but it was baked on there like my grandma's burnt brownies in an ungreased pan. Thankfully, I keep a gasket scraper in my tool bag. Sometimes you can reuse the burner gasket in a pinch, but I like to replace it anytime I pull it. The old one may still be good, but it's an inexpensive peace of mind. I do like to clean the sight glass and replace the gaskets while I'm here. They can start to leak over time, and besides, it's nice to be able to see the warm glow of a freshly cleaned burner. The igniter and flame probe can usually be cleaned using a sandcloth and Scotch-Brite pads. I've heard people say to use a dollar bill to clean them, but that's a literal waste of money. Save your dollar for that extra pump of caramel syrup in your latte. In this case, I replaced both since they are old and I was getting fluctuating readings from the flame probe, flame loss, and eventually the boiler would lock out. Once you're done reassembling the boiler, the burner's dry, and you're ready to fire it up, it's time to get out your combustion analyzer and make any necessary adjustments to the gas valve. That's assuming you have one. If not, do not pass go, do not collect $200. You cannot properly start up or service a high-efficiency boiler without a combustion analyzer. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Most factory training videos are vague and skip all these extra steps, but tech support will basically call you a stupid idiot if you hit them up with a flame loss in the middle of heating season without first performing these basic maintenance procedures. Oh, and checking the gas pressure.